Hey guys, this is Chris again, coming at you with another review. Today's review is, as mentioned, the Invicta Prodiver. Now, those of you that have followed me for a while know that I have reviewed the Invicta Prodiver a while back. It was one of the first pieces I reviewed. Quick wrist check, I am wearing that Seiko Arnie that Bobby Legs let me in. Look for a full review that's coming up soon. But onto the Invicta Prodiver. This is a sort of a Marmite kind of watch, whereas a lot of the watches in the said brand are kind of Marmite watches. And a lot of collectors like to disrespect the brand, which I don't get why. I get there's a lot of hardcore Invicta collectors, and a lot of Invictas are not my cup of tea. But that's not for me to say that that's not their cup of tea. We each like our own specs. Like a lot of people don't like the large size, but then again, everybody thinks it's okay to wear a big Seiko Arnie like this. But they shine on Invicta. Now, the one thing I do not agree with Invicta is their marketing schemes. Is they will make you believe that you're paying under $100, $60, $70, $80 for a watch that's worth $500 or $1,000, etc., or for some of their other watches, $300-$400 that are worth $1,500. And whereas that's not the case. Now, this Invicta does have a lot of positives. This is one of the Invictas that I do like in their lineup. Like I said, a lot of them, they don't, that's just not my style. So I'm not going to knock them, but somebody else might like them. And a lot of Invicta fanboys will say that they do have the quality of Rolex, but I've tried on a Rolex. Now, I'll post a picture here. I've been fortunate enough to try on a Rolex at the local AD, and the quality, you can definitely tell. Don't get me wrong, the Invicta is definitely great quality for the price, but you can tell the Rolex Submariner just oozes luxury. And I will eventually have probably a sub of some sort in the collection, either No Date or an Explorer or both at some point. Like I said, I'm no rush to buy either one of those. But if you are looking for something sort of to test drive and get that Submariner look without buying the fake watch, this would be a really good homage. And that's what this really is an homage to a Rolex Submariner. Again, this is definitely an homage, but it's definitely not a fake, and they definitely do stamp their name all over. That is one of the things I do not like about it, is the Invicta all over. But they have come a little bit different in more recent years. Now, in high school, I did have an Invicta because I fell into the market employee. I didn't really know. I was young. And I had worn it stupidly in the hot tub, and I didn't have the crown screwed in. I didn't know as much as I knew about watches now, but I'm still learning. But and then I had it fogged up and it messed up, so I had a bad experience in high school with one. After paying, I think $100 at, I think it was Sears or something like that, at a local mall. I can't remember where. But I've had more recent experience with it, and it's overall been pretty pleasurable again. And like I said, for the money and the price, you can't really beat it. And I appreciate Bobby Legs. I'll leave a link down there to his channel. I'll leave a link down there to his channel where you guys can go over, like, subscribe. He does a lot of great content and a lot of watch reviews and a lot of different watch topics. But anyways, on to the watch. Now here is the watch in question. Again, it is a Rolex Submariner Homage, but it doesn't have any Rolex logos on there, of course being Invicta. Invicta does have a pretty decent history. They've been around since, I believe, the 1800s. And this is a true-to-size Rolex Submariner Homage, but you can definitely see their logo right here, the Invicta, the wings right there. And you can see the Invicta on the side. That's one of the things I don't really like, is the Invicta on the side, just like Squally does in their cases. That's the only thing I don't like about Squally. But overall, it's not too bad. I know my buddy Jorge has a mod of one where the side was scratched off there, or brushed off, excuse me. Now, this is 316L stainless steel, and the finishing is pretty good. And again, like I said, it's definitely not Rolex quality, but it is really good quality, especially for the price under $100. These come under $100 all day long. You can pick them up on Amazon under $100 with the automatic movement. Now, this one that Bobby sent in did not come with a bracelet. I'm assuming he still has the bracelet in the box back at his place. But I've tried them on, and I had one of my own for a while to know the bracelet's decent class, nothing to write home about, but it's a little jangly. Again, here's the 120 click unidirectional bezel. Pretty decent action. Screwed in crown, 200 meter water resistant, and it is sapphire crystal. Of course, you can see the Cyclops, that Rolex style Cyclops on here. And again, this is a NH35 or 36 automatic movement, I believe. which is really, really killer for the price, under $100. And there is that NH35 movement, which is pretty cool. You get to see that if this is one of your first watches. You can see it decorated by Invicta there. A little more than you would see on a Rolex. And again, with that NH35 automatic movement, you can't really beat it. You can't really go wrong. Again, he's got this on this Bond style NATO strap. These are really versatile. That's one thing I do like, especially this black dial version with the black bezel. They do have different versions. They have a Smurf version. They have a two-tone version. I believe they even have a green dial and a yellow dial Invicta Prodiver in their lineup, I believe. I think I may have even seen orange. Don't correct me if I'm wrong down there, guys. But I'll show you what it looks like on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is about, I believe, 14 millimeters thick. And it is a 47.5 millimeter lug to lug, so it wears really well. It hugs the wrist. I will take off the Arnie. Just a little size comparison here. Next to the Arnie. So this is, like I said, 40 millimeters. And again, if you guys are looking for that Rolex feel or that Rolex style, and you don't really want to spend that 7 to 8 grand at the AD, or the AD may not have one, this for $100 on Amazon will hold you off, and you can test drive it for a little while until you save the coin or the dough to get one, an actual Rolex. And again, you can test drive this and see whether you like the look of the Rolex. And if you don't, then you're not out 6, 7 grand, which if you sell a Rolex, you'll get your money back. But again, this is a safer, cheaper way to see whether you like the feel of a Rolex, the look of it, and definitely a lot cheaper than 6, 7 grand. And again, like I said, with that Seiko movement, automatic movement, you can't really go wrong with that size. It'll fit most wrists. Really versatile piece. As you see, he's got on this Bond knitted. You can throw it on leather. You can throw it on kind of different stuff. But overall, like I said, I definitely recommend it. This would make a perfect beater watch for work for somebody, or even a beater watch for somebody that even has a Submariner and doesn't really want to muck up their Submariner. They can wear this, you know, somewhere, wear it out, and they don't have to really worry about it. But again, that's basically all I have on that one. We'll go back and do a conclusion on this. Basically, in conclusion, guys, I feel like Invicta is turning, they're turning around the brand. I feel like they possibly may have some watch enthusiasts running the brand, as they just have recently bought Glycine, kept the Glycine brand alive. Now, this particular model, they don't know, let me know down there if this was one of the pre-Invicta buys or if it was a post-Invicta, but they're buying out brands like Glycine, which goes to show they are keeping that heritage, the heritage brands. The only thing they need to work on, I feel like, again, is the marketing. Keep the watches at the prices people know. Don't try any of the marketing ploys, the QVC, as they say, ploys, where, you know, you sell them for $99.99 or whatever, when they say they're like $400 or $500 or $1,000. And they recently, another thing to prove that they may be going in the right direction is the new, we'll post a picture up here of the new 1953 Invicta, which is an homage to old style Submariner 1953. And it looks like a really killer watch, especially for the price. And I'm trying to get a hold of one, guys. I promise as soon as I can, I will get a hold of one. Like I said, for the price, but they're really sold out almost everywhere. And like I said, I will post a picture from the internet up here. And like I said, that's another thing. I think Invicta, it might be listening to actual enthusiasts and making more enthusiast-inspired pieces. And like I said, just don't knock somebody that is wearing an Invicta just because you think they're not, you know, they're not a good brand. Whatever they're a decent brand. Like I said, I definitely recommend the Prodiver and the new 1953. Those two are more my style. Even though the others aren't my style. They could be wearing a Apple Watch, or they could be wearing a MVMT, along those lines. But at least Invicta is a brand that will get a lot of people into watches, which I think is a good thing. In the long run, they will end up, you know, enjoying or going towards Seikos, something like this, or going towards, you know, moving up the ladder towards Rolex or something like that, or even doesn't have to be Rolex. It could be Longines or something like that. But again, guys, don't hate on the brand. Again, this isn't me taking out for the brand or anything like that. This is just me saying that there are some Invictas that I do like, and overall, it's not a bad brand. They just need to work on their marketing. They need to work on their marketing tactics a little bit. In conclusion, like I said, I definitely recommend this piece if you're looking for a beater watch, something like that. And again, it's definitely not the quality of a luxury watch, but for under $100, you can't really beat it. It is a spec monster, as they say, for under $100. Again, you can't really go wrong with it, in conclusion. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one.